Okay, I got a special treat for you. I tested this Metabo HPT 36 volt triple hammer impact driver the other night. I fell in love with it. Ergonomics are great, trigger control is great. So tonight, I'm gonna put it head to head against the Gen 4 Milwaukee. First, I want to show you my beef with the Metabo HPT case. Can you see that there? Nothing's molded. These are all kind of like just no padding or anything. The impact driver didn't really come in a bag. This plastic was just wrapped around it. I will say, these are two 2.5 amp batteries. They charge pretty fast. This charger is real easy to tell what it's doing. You get a blinking blue light, and then it goes solid blue when it's almost charged, and it goes solid green when it's fully charged, and they charge fairly fast. The second battery comes with like a little protective sleeve over the connectors. I just don't think the case is as good a quality as the tool. So let me set that to the side. You want to come over in screen and we'll start to talk about the differences between the actual tools. Okay, in case you missed the video on this, this is not the bolt. It's the regular 36 volt triple hammer, so it's the older model, 1,859 inch-pounds of torque. You got 3 speeds plus a screw mode or self-tapper. I'm not 100% sure. Those controls are on the side. With this one, what I really thought was nice is up here down below the trigger, you've actually got your light control. And the way I understand it, the one key Milwaukee also has that. Okay, so you push that button and now your little light is on. Does not have the tri-beam, but it's right here by the head. You get the tri-beam with the Milwaukee. You push that one more time, it's on only when you squeeze the trigger. Push it one more time, it's off all the time. If you notice, that battery is fully charged, only 2.5 amp. He and I drove a total of 30 screws between the two of us the other night in various modes. This didn't even warm up, and it did not drop 1 bar on that 2.5 amp battery. That's pretty impressive. Let's get into maybe the one gripe I have about it. I love the ergonomics. The grip is fantastic. Trigger control is great. A lot of people complain about this. It doesn't bother me as much as I thought it might, but this selector lever is kind of skinny, but it does have really like positive stops. Whereas this Milwaukee does. The drill kind of seems like it slips a little bit more, but it don't like slip out of place. They both have the belt clips. You cannot turn the lights off on the Milwaukee at all. This one also stayed really cool driving those 30 screws. It's got this kind of plastic cover over the face of it right here, and I don't know if that helps keep it cooler or not, but that's what I've heard, and the Makita is also like that. Here is the biggest difference between these two, and something to consider if you're deciding between these two based on your preference. I'm gonna set this right now. Okay, the Milwaukee quick insert collet. You gotta pull the collar out to release it, but it's quick insert. Metabo HPT, and that HPT, let me remind you, stands for Hitachi Power Tools. Some of you might remember that name, Hitachi. Really popular back in the day. not a quick insert collet. You got to pull out on the collar, insert the bit. Some people might say you get better retention that way. I don't know. I'm never going to use a spade bit in my impact driver, and that's where most people have bit retention failure. But you got to pull that out to put it in and to release it. That said, we are going to do a head-to-head. Much like the Milwaukee versus Rigid. We're going to start with 2.5-inch T25 screws. We're going to drive 3 each of those. Then we go to the 3-inch T25, 3 each of those. Then we're going to drive 3 number 2 Phillips screws, 3-inch. Then we're going to drive 1 each of these structural screws. Then we're going to switch tools. So let me just tell you too, when we did the Phillips with the Rigid versus Milwaukee, we showed how inexperienced we are with powerful impact drivers and number 2 Phillips. We failed miserably. We went through probably 7 or 8 screws to get 3 each in there, I think. I think I remedied that today. I went to my local Lowe's and picked up my favorites. Number 2 Phillips, 2-inch Weehaw Terminator Blue. I cannot harp on how well these fit, how good these bits perform. Bosch is probably my second favorite, but that's what we used in our other tests, and, well, we didn't do so well. Hopefully these are going to change the game for us tonight. Without further ado, we've already got the T25 bits in and we're all set up. So we're just going to start. This, again, is not really about speed or power. What speed are you in? You're in self-tapper. So go ahead and get in 3.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to stay in 3. Which in this one is your power mode. It's actually meant for larger fasteners. But I'm going to see if I have to step down to 2 because that's supposedly your normal operating mode. Let's see. 1,859 inch-pounds of torque. 2,000 inch-pounds of torque. I am not sure. I did not read the RPM rating. I just know this is triple hammer. That is 2 hammer. This one seems smoother, but it might be a little bit louder. We're going to see what happens if the RPM or the torque actually affects the sound level. So let's get going on that, starting with these 2.5-inch T25. Whenever you're ready, just go.
Kind of buried mine a little bit.
Yeah, me too. Really smooth, this one. All right, are you on to the 3-inch?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask real quick, how did that feel? Was it loud?
No, it wasn't too loud. It was actually really smooth. It's actually
All right, well, when we switch, we'll kind of compare opinions on that too. So now the 3-inch T25s. I think yours is faster. I think the Milwaukee's faster.
I think it is. Now that you talk about the loudness, I think you're a little bit louder.
Are you talking? I hope you're talking about the tool. Because I know damn well you're louder.
Where I need to be.
So we're done.
Time to switch.
Did that feel smooth to you?
Oh yeah. That felt actually. I don't know why those felt a little bit more smoother than the 2-inchers.
Well, I mean, in general, the impact driver itself.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So we're going to switch bits. Here's where the speed and power of the Milwaukee might actually be a hindrance, because that might create more cam out. But we're gonna find out right now with the 3-inch number 2 Phillips using Weehaw Terminator Blue, because that's the only one I like. Oh, look at the, wait a minute. Show them yours, because these are 2 out of the same pack. Wiggle around like that. See how like almost no play? Weehaw Terminator Blue all day. All right, whenever you're ready.
All right. I'm telling you, it was the screw heads that day.
No, I think a lot of it was the bit.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh. Still didn't come out really. I mean, didn't strip the head. All right. Here I go. Not being good with Phillips again. Ah, come on. All right, good enough. Now, we're going to switch to the very last, which is the 3-inch structural screws. And again, we are using Milwaukee Shockwave socket adapters with 5/16 sockets. So whenever you're ready, just go ahead and do your thing. Really?
Oh yeah.
Still good power.
These videos have been helping me with my drilling, man.
Yeah. You know what? I hope your mom's watching, because she's going to put you to work around the house. So I say we switch tools.
Yes.
And we do it in reverse like last night. Don't switch the bits. We'll just start with the structural screws. Whenever you're ready. Actually, he wasn't that much slower than I was with the Milwaukee. I think he got maybe a little better start than I did with the tip. All right, so now we're gonna switch, and let's just do the Phillips. Remember, you gotta pull out on that collar.
Yeah, I know.
All
That,
right.
I already kind of like that one a little bit better just for that. But that's because I'm a little lazy.
Well, look, I was gonna say, if you were gonna buy this one, I might recommend maybe even going down to a 1-inch bit and just using a quick release bit adapter or a magnetic bit adapter, because that's gonna save you time. Just leave the adapter in and change the bits out of the adapter. Weehaw makes a nice quick change. There's Milwaukee has a magnetic with a little clip inside. DeWalt has a magnetic. Everybody has little bit holders. It's not a huge deal unless you forgot your bit holder. So let's do the number 2 Phillips. And these are 3-inch. Whenever you're ready.
All right.
Oh, damn me.
I kind of buried that one.
I pity the guy who's got to try to take that one out, because I screwed it up.
I might have hit a knot there.
Well, I can tell you, I did better with the Weehaw bit than I did with the Bosch. But, yeah, I'm still not good with Phillips. And I honestly do think that we could have tried this in speed 2, see if we had a little more precision. Because I think the slower RPMs. Did you notice that was easier to drive Phillips than this one?
Yeah, actually, yes.
Yeah, I think
It felt easier to set up too, like as I started
think
it.
the lower RPM and torque.
The initial screw in was a lot easier to keep it, and then just
Yeah, I think it
drives
does
nice.
create a little more precision on the Phillips. You know what? I tell you what. Let's see if we can find some fresh Phillips screws real fast to make this real fun.
I might have some over here.
You can look. I got this box, and these are all mixed together, new with old, and that's probably my fault.
These are probably all T25s.
These two look decent.
Yeah, I think you got all those Phillips.
Yeah, those should be all.
Yeah, those are all T's.
Okay, well, looks like we got two each that look halfway healthy. We're gonna try something real quick before we go on.
Speed 2?
Yeah, let's try speed 2.
Speed 2, yeah. The 2 red lights?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're gonna drive one each of these.
That felt way smoother, way more
Control?
Yeah.
Dan the Milwaukee or just Dan in Speed 3?
Then the Milwaukee for sure.
You keep saying Milwaukee.
I know.
What's up with you? We
That's
can do
because-
Milwaukee, eh?
Because
That's another channel.
because
Okay, let's try these. Ready?
Yep.
Go. Yeah. Way better with the Metabo.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch back.
and I say Milwaukee because it's a joke between me and a couple friends I got.
Then,
If they do watch it like I tell them to, you know who I'm talking to.
okay. T25, 2.5 inch. You want to go back to Speed 3?
It's up to you. Would you like me to?
I don't think it's going to hurt. I mean, T25s are T25s. You can drive them in Speed 8 all day, and I don't think you're going to cam them out. Ready?
Yep.
Whenever you're ready, just go. And now we move on. Oh, you went backwards, yo.
Are you sure?
I was doing 2.5 inch. You were doing 3.
Oh.
Oh well. Oh well. Is what it is. You just do your thing. Again, it's not for time anyway. I guess it helps if I grab a screw instead of the bit.
Feel the heat?
I'm gonna say again, I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Milwaukee kind of gives you a slightly better, like there's rubber overmold on the battery. The Metabo does not. Okay, the Metabo dropped 1 bar, but that's after 2 days of testing, really. 30 screws plus what we did tonight. Milwaukee still shows a full charge, but this was also a 5 amp battery that was fully charged last night when it went up against the rigid. And it's 5 amp battery versus 2.5. Now, the one great thing about Metabo HPT multi-volt, number one, this battery can also power an 18 volt tool. It then becomes a 5 amp battery from what I understand. Other thing Metabo gives you, nobody else gives you that I know of, that battery's dead. You don't have a battery. You can buy an AC adapter that snaps right into that battery compartment and you can plug it into the wall. Now, I know it's not going to help you in the field, so take that into consideration also. Now, without gloves on, Milwaukee feels good. Metabo feels great. And I really, really wish I had gotten a hold of this drill when it was on clearance, but my local Lowe's sold out. It's the little things like that bump right there, that bump back there, the way they kind of come together in the right place to just guide your hand. And again, you've got the nice taper. So guys that don't have huge hands, when you wrap your pinky around that bottom, you're just grabbing it. If you do have huge hands, you may have a problem in there, like people complain about the Makitas having too small of a grip because you don't have a whole lot of space there. Milwaukee, you got a little more space. I think, gosh, that's, I guess that's all I can say. That I think the Metabo is maybe a little bit louder with the triple hammer, but I think it's also smoother. I think it was definitely easier to control with the number 2 Phillips. And I think that's the lower RPM, especially in speed 2, lower torque. So if you're gonna use number 2 Phillips, this might be the way to go, or you might want to drop this one down into speed 1. I guess we could try a speed 1 and see what happens. Just to show everybody, let's try a speed 1 here. One thing about the Metabo, it seems like sometimes you got to squeeze the trigger a little bit to actually get that mode selector to work. Again, that mode selector is on the side here, but I do think it's nice you can turn the light off, and I do think that saves the battery charge. And on that smaller battery, that battery charge is kind of critical, because a lot of tools will drain them 2.5 amp batteries really fast, especially with that light being on all the time. Milwaukee battery feels a little bit looser, but it certainly doesn't cut out. Let's grab 2 fresh screws, or 4. What the heck?
We're doing
Let's give the fans what they want.
Phillips or?
Oh, we're gonna do Phillips.
All right.
Oh yeah, I guess we gotta change bits. We're gonna do Phillips because I hate them. This is for you, not for me. There's 2. Those look fairly healthy.
Yeah, that was decent.
One. I should have cut to commercial break.
Just tell the editor to edit that part out.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah. All right, cut, paste, copy. Yeah. Speed 1.
Yep.
Without my glove on. What the heck? Oh, I gotta change my bit. That's what I was gonna do. All right. That is a 3-inch screw, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So this time we're comparing apples to apples. Speed 1. That one's gonna take probably all day. Wow, about the same amount of time, and they're both really loud. I think the triple hammer might be a little quieter than that.
This one was actually sounded a little bit quieter.
Yeah, in the speed 1, but that's because the Milwaukee in speed 1 is its lowest RPM, and the 2 hammers worked a little harder, I think, than them.
Not too warm.
It's not hot. Just so y'all know, it is a little, maybe a degree warmer. That's my scientific explanation. or yeah. This is still cool to the touch. So let's do one more in speed 1 whenever you're ready. Yeah, it's loud.
They're loud.
But it's comfortable. And let me tell y'all, Tools with Souls will tell you, you shouldn't be using these things without hearing protection. But you know, I don't know. Neither one of us get it. We're hard-headed. And yeah, I don't know. I have some earplugs in my car too I should have brought. But it is what it is. I hope y'all had fun, because I know we did. And once I choose my actual combination that I'm going to keep, I'm probably going to have to slightly change the content of my videos, because it'll go from drill and impact driver testing, maybe to test out some more bits, or test out some more drill bits, because I kind of want to try a 16-inch Irwin speed bore.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, because that 5/8 was just nasty ripping through wood. Don't get me wrong, the Diablo self-feeding auger bit was nice, but I think that triple flute speed bore is gonna destroy everything.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and that might just
That
might just flip the script. So go ahead and think about that. Have a great day.